It is Sunday, December 26th in the NBA, and I'm back with my 3 best picks of the day. We got 3 more player props coming your way. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. And let's get into a quick recap from Christmas Day. It was a day full of bad breaks, a 2-3 day as a whole. Mitchell Robinson gets an assist in the final couple minutes that he was playing. In the fourth quarter, the Bucks win by 4 points, despite a big comeback led by the Greek Freak. But of course, they only win by 4 when we needed them to cover 6.5 points. And then Westbrook was just the biggest one of the day. He goes 4 for 20 from the field, ends with 36 PRAs on the dot. Not much you can do about that. He misses a dunk in the last couple minutes, which would have pushed him right over the edge. But Ayton easily goes under. Bojan Bogdanovic goes under 1.5 assists for a plus 100 casher. So we love to see that. But even better, Christmas in the NFL. Yeah, we went 4-0. We swept the slate in the NFL video. So if you want to go check out our parlays and player props video for NFL in Week 16, go check it out. It is linked down below. Now let's get into it. Where that video alone, 21-7 over our last 7 weeks. So go check it out. We've been 16-4 in the NFL too over the past 2 weeks so far. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I gotta say thank you guys. We just passed 17,000 subscribers, which is ridiculous. Normally we'll have a subscriber parlay giveaway today. We're gonna table that for a couple days. Maybe we'll start back up in the new year. So be patient. We'll get those back up going, but probably in the new year. Now, I appreciate everyone that wants to hit that subscribe button. It's 100% free. We appreciate everyone joining the community. We can't do it without you guys' support. Let's see how close we can get to 18,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I know you guys can do it. We're dialing in because 2022, we're taking COS to the moon. So we appreciate all you guys joining. Click that like button too down below. Share the video with a friend. We're in the holiday spirit still over here at the Calling Our Shot channel. And as a side note, we might not have a video tomorrow in the NBA. We'll see. I'm traveling back home, so I don't really know. It's also hard to bet in the NBA these days, so it's hard to wake up super early in the morning and try to give you my favorite picks when we don't really know who the heck's starting out there. So let's get dialed in. Let's start with my best bet of the day. It's gonna be Brandon Ingram, under 5.5 assists, minus 135 on Caesars. So it's a little bit juiced, but I'm fine with it. I'll lay the juice on this one because with the loss of Zion Williamson, you know, Brandon Ingram, he's had to pick up the slack for this Pelicans team, and he's been doing just that. He's over his last 5 games, averaging 28.4 points per game. So I don't mind taking his points, but it's 27.5 today as they take on the OKC Thunder. So I'm going to go for the assists, and I'm going to take his under because over on the season, averaging just 5 assists per game. Well, that is a career high, up from 4.9 last year. The Pelicans are without several people today, including obviously Zion Williamson, including Jonas Valanciunas, including Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and a couple other bench guys. There's really not a lot of guys that Brandon Ingram can pass to today, so I think he'll be looking more to score than he will be to pass the ball. Now, he likes to land on this 4 to 5 assist line, so luckily that's fine with us. We just can't let him land on 6 assists, but over his last 20 games so far this season, he's landed on 7. He's gone under this line in 17 of those 20 in his past 20 games, and these two teams obviously play pretty frequently. Played a couple days ago, I believe a week and a half ago, and he only had 4 assists in that. But the best part about that game, he only had 5 potential assists. So he wasn't necessarily passing the ball, which is exactly what we want today. So I ride Brandon Ingram, and as a Pelican against the Thunder, he's gone under in all 7 career games. Well, 7 career games as a Pelican versus the Thunder. So I'll ride with it. He's never had more than 4 assists in any of those games. So with so many people banged up, I don't think he'll be facilitating. I think he'll be trying to put the ball in the basket, and we'll be taking Brandon Ingram under 5.5 assists. So let's move on to my next one. No, that's my best bet of the day. Moving on to my next pick, Derrick White. We're taking us over 26.5 PRAs, minus 110 on DraftKings. Now, we've gone back to Derrick White before in the past, and we've bet his unders and we bet his overs, and he's treated us more or less pretty nicely. The Calling Our Shot community, he's a fan of apparently. But today, the Spurs are taking on the Pistons, and truthfully, I don't know who the heck the Pistons are starting because they got a lot of people on health and safety protocols. Cade Cunningham's out, and then Isaiah Stewart, Beef Stew out. They got a lot of people. Jeremy Grant's out. They basically got Sadiq Bey, like Corey Joseph, Trey Lyles, and a bunch of other guys that you probably have never heard of on their roster so far today. But today I'm going to ride with the Spurs starting shooting guard Derrick White for a couple different reasons. Now, White, you know, like I said, he's treated us nicely, but the main thing, they're back at home where White plays a lot better than he does on the road. Because in 15 home games this season, White's averaging 15.4 points per game, 4.3 rebounds per game, and 5.4 assists per game for 25.1 PRAs. So that is too lower than what we need today. We need 27, but I think he gets it done because for starters, White has hit this over in 6 of his last 7 home games. He's been much more aggressive, looking for a shot, and that's exactly what we need from him today. Because you look at this Pistons team, truthfully, they don't really have a lot of good defenders out there, and they're not going to be focused on stopping Derrick White. They'll probably be more focused on stopping Dejounte Murray, maybe even Doug McDermott from getting hot on the three-point line. Now, you look at Dejounte Murray, obviously he's the primary ball handler for the Spurs team, but Derrick White's that secondary guy, and Look at it. It's a banged up Pistons team that we really don't know what to expect from them altogether. The Spurs are big favorites, maybe 8, I think 9-point favorites. Not exactly sure of the line. These two teams obviously don't play a lot as they play in both separate conferences, but last season in their last matchup, Derrick White had a pretty good game. 26 points, 7 rebounds, and 8 assists. I like what I've seen from him. I think Derrick White can really get it done today. And the Pistons, not a great defensive team so far on the whole this season, but they're giving up a bunch of threes over the past couple games. You look at their last game against Miami, they gave up 26 points to Max Strus, 29 to Tyler Hero, 15 to Gabe Vincent. You see it, the proof is in the pudding, not the beef's in the pudding, but no beef stew, Isaiah Stewart. So I think they might be focused on stopping people in the paint because Stewart's normally their rim protector. So I think they might let a couple shooters get loose on the outside, and Derrick White's the #1 shooter for this team besides Doug McDermott, but he's the one guy that can create his own shot on this Spurs roster. I'll be right with Derrick White, over 26.5 PRAs. Don't hurt us, my friend. Now, my last pick of the day, it's a sketchy one. Like I said, there's not a lot of lines out at 6:35 a.m., but there's a couple people I consider, like Joel Embiid. I do like his lines today. Jokic, I'm not really sure what to do with him, but I'm going to go with the guy on the Magic, Gary Harris. I'm taking his over 11.5 points, -128 on FanDuel. Now, never thought we'd be at the point where we're taking a Gary Harris prop, but here we are. And I have to do a quick disclaimer. This is a game at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, so if you're watching after that, well, hopefully Gary Harris has treated us nicely. Now, Harris starts for the Orlando Magic, and they don't have much of a choice but to play in big-time minutes because they're missing roughly 9 players on their team. Terrence Ross coming off the bench out. Then you got a lot of other guys out as well. And really, they got Cole Anthony, Franz Wagner, Wendell Carter Jr., and Gary Harris. And that's basically it. So Gary Harris has been seeing a lot of minutes, and he's been paying off for the people because he's been averaging around over 30 minutes per game. And over his last 4 games, he's had 22, 17, 17, and 20 points. Easily cashing in 4 straight games. And the biggest thing, he's also getting to the free throw line. He's one of those guys that likes to attack the rim. Today, he should be able to do that against Miami, who's going to be without Dwayne Dedmon, Bam Adebayo, probably Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, PJ Tucker, without a lot of their premier defenders in the NBA. Now, we look at it. Gary Harris. We look at the one game, he even attempted 11 free throws in a game. Like, that's pretty good. We'll take a guy that's going to get to the line and hopefully get us some free points there. Now, like I said, Miami is a better defensive team than they normally see. But like I said, I just named about 4 or 5 very good defenders that will likely be out today. Now, he'll likely get the matchup from Duncan Robinson, and that is straight barbecue chicken because Duncan does not play an ounce of defense. And I think they'll be more concerned about stopping guys like Franz Wagner and Cole Anthony, maybe Wendell Carter Jr., more so than stopping Gary Harris. So he likely will get the Duncan Robinson treatment, which is awesome. Now, Gary, in his last 4 games, he's attempted 14, 9, 17, and 14 shots. The one game he went under 10 shot attempts, that was the game he shot 11 free throws. So you'd imagine, if he didn't get fouled on all of those, he get a couple more shots. So let's talk about the last 25 career games with 10-plus shot attempts. Well, Gary's gone over in 16 of those last 25 games with 10-plus shot attempts. He's finished on 11 on 3 of those 9 games that he went under, so not a bad track record. I think the Magic will need someone to score the basketball, and like I said, I think the Heat will be focused on the other guys on the Magic, not Gary Harris. So go treat us nicely, Gary Harris. I believe in you, and that'll be it for today in the NBA Sunday. Obviously, we have the parlays and player props video for NFL Week 16 that will be popping up on the screen. Those are my 3 favorite bets for this video, and as a reminder, I'll catch you guys in the next one, but I'm not sure if we'll have a video tomorrow. I'll let you guys know on Twitter. We'll see. I'm traveling back home from the holidays, so we'll of course see, but I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Go check out that parlays and player props video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.